Hello everyone, it's Pat at Beads and Plenty More, and today I'm going to talk about making this bracelet. It starts with a little flower in the center, and then we've come out with size 6 seed beads, joined again with the 6mm Chinese crystal bead, and then down the longer part of the bracelet I've done some knots with the thread. Now the thread I used is Eslon. It comes in spools like this. I used the green on this one, and today I'm going to use the white on the one we're making today. And I work on a clipboard. You know, it's got a clip at the top here so that I can hold the thread on one side while I'm working on the other side. And then I finished it off this side with a magnetic clasp, and I didn't hook the other side because I'm going to show you that at the end here. So I cut from the white, I've cut 0.75 of a meter, and I cut it in half. And then I conditioned the ends a little bit with the GNS Hypo Cement so that I make them a little firmer. When I was working with the green, I didn't find it was necessary, but the white, it seems to fray a little bit more, so it's going to help, I think. So I'm going to line up my two ends here, and I'm going to we start by making the center of the flower, and the center has two red beads and one. I think it's probably easier to feed them one at a time, so I'll feed one and one and one more here. There we go. So feed them onto one thread, and then I'm going to feed the other thread through too. And this time they go through the same direction. So we'll feed the other one through. And the third one. There we go. So these beads are going to line up in the very center of these threads. So to get them in the very center, I'm going to take all 4 raw ends and join them together and get these guys in the middle. So then once I have them in the middle, I'm going to separate out the cords, 2 to the top and 2 to the bottom. So those 2 are the top and these 2 are the bottom. And my 2 top ones I'm going to hook into this clip on the clipboard. So that they're nice and firm. So I've hooked them in on the clip like that. Now I'm going to just double check that they haven't slipped out of line too much, and they haven't. So then on one cord I'm going to put 2 red beads. On one side, and this time I'm going to put the cord in the opposite direction. So we'll just get those set up there, and this cord goes the opposite direction, which will set them up sideways with the beads that I have already centered there. So through one and through the second one. So this forms 1/2 of the flower. And then the other 2 red beads will sit up here on those 2 cords to complete the flower. So that's what the flower looks like on this color. Okay, so we'll take those away for now. So we'll work just on the 1/2. So what we're going to do now is thread some of the size 6 seed beads, which I've chosen the silver line crystal to go with this combination of color. So take out a few of those. There we are. I put 5 of these on each side. If you don't have a clipboard, you can always just tape the one side down to something solid, or you can try and work half and half, work on one side and then the other to keep them centered. That's a little harder because sometimes they do slip. Okay, so we got the 5 on that side, and then the 5 on this side. And you will find these size 6 seed beads occasionally. You find one that is just not got a hole that will work with this thread, so I have to eliminate it and go on to another one. There we are. So that's the 5 beads coming up like that. And then we're going to take the red bead again and put 1 cord through each direction, which kind of brings the cords up and draws it all up nice into a little V shape like that. Then when I come down from there, I have worked with both cords going through the size 6 seed beads. So we'll do a little bit more along here. 1, 2, and this time, again, they go through the same direction because we're just bringing it down to get length. So those 2 sit there like that. And at this point, I decided we should do some knots. So when I did the knots, I did the classic right over left and around. Bring the knot up like that. And then this time, left over right. So that you end up with what they call a square knot. And it sits pretty good that way. So I'll tie that in there, and that holds that really well. So then I proceeded to do 2 more of the size 6 silver lined. And again, we're going to go through the same direction with this thread. Oh. I'll get those sitting right up next to the knot. Give a good hard pull and go again. Right over left and left over right. So I proceeded to make that length on this side, but what I'm going to show you now is I'll go back and work on the other side so you can see how the flower comes together. We'll hook this side into the clip. And we're going to do the 2 more reds. Oh, I only have 1 red, so I'll have to go get another red. But I think you can see how that's going to work out, that we'll go through both beads, both directions, and then continue with on like that. So when we get to the end, after we've made enough length with the 2 beads and the double knot and 2 beads and another knot, then we're going to finish the end with a magnet. And of course I picked a light magnet for the light color, and this one I put the matching to the, oh yes, I used leather crimps on the end to finish off the end, and I also included some glue. Now this has a little bit of stretch, which is really nice, because sometimes bracelets, as the day goes on, they feel uncomfortable if they're too tight. So this little bit of center stretch does kind of make it a little more comfortable to wear. So we'll do the other end with the jump rings. I used a 5mm jump ring, which seemed to work quite well. Jump ring goes in here, and then we'll hook it into the magnet on this side. So that gives us a nice little bracelet that's light to wear and very attractive on the wrist. And those wonderful magnets, they just click on in so nicely. Thanks for watching, and I'll finish the other one and take a picture and show you. Bye for now.